What is up, fellas? Tonight's topic, or rather PSA, is do not associate with simps. Now, for those who are watching my videos, you probably already know. Of course, man. I hate simps. I got no love, no respect for any simps. Come on now. Why you need to tell us this? But you be surprised to find out just how many covert simps are in your circle, in your vicinity. And for those who are actually harboring simps, heed the warning, because guess what? It's like that saying, you are the 5 people that you hang out with the most. And if any one of those are certified, bona fide simps, best believe your ideologies will mesh, will intermingle, and eventually you will be tainted and influenced. See, here's the thing. They might absorb some of your ideologies, but you, in turn, will also take theirs. So if you're on this level of masculinity, of autonomy, this level of consciousness, and they're here, well, best believe, yeah, they might go up a bit, but you will be dragged down. See, I have a personal story for you. Growing up, I was a late bloomer. Never really had a girlfriend until I was much older. But I always had this childhood friend, and he got into the game earlier than me. Well, I had a few who were ahead of the game by a mile. But this particular one, he's had a few girlfriends before me. But unfortunately, I didn't know any better. And this guy was a grade A simp. Because he would always tell me stuff like, in class, in college, during the classes, he could not keep his eyes off the girl. This girl would occupy his mind, his head 24/7. He was obsessed. And this is not just one girl, multiple girls throughout the years. Like, he met somebody off of like an online game. I think it was World of Warcraft. Well, he found out her full name, looked her up on Facebook, and started stalking her. Would tell me about it. And then later on, get multiple girlfriends, and hey, it was illegitimate because he was cheating on them. He would tell me he broke up with this girl to get with this new one. But come to find out, nope, he never broke up with him. He was 2-timing, 3-timing. And if you've been following me for a while, you know where I'm going with this. You know this perpetrator. Yep, you guessed it. He infiltrated my inner circle. It was my best friend, 20 years. And at the end, he stole my girlfriend. Yep, it's all true. So, trust me when I tell you, do not, under any circumstances, associate with a simp, a guy, any man that is ruled by women, or the thought of them. When they pedestalize women above all else, brotherhood, life itself, themselves, their own respect, dignity. Come on now. How can you associate with those type of people? Those that lie, cheat. It all trickles down, and believe me, I've got some friends who also have their own set of friends who they've told me personally that, yeah, I see some of them cheating on their girlfriends all the time, and listen, it's not my problem, so I turn a blind eye to it. But that's where the issue lies. It might not be your problem, but just you being their friends. Trust me, you will be influenced. Your judgment will be clouded, tainted. You might not think so, but trust me. Because, like I said, I know from firsthand experience. Hey, I knew deep down I didn't like the cheating. I knew he was cheating, but he said it in a way where I was like, all right, I guess so. He said he was breaking up with this girl, and it was already a done deal, as in, yeah, he was gonna do it after a big vacation they were planning together. He already met this new girl, and they're already like hooking up. And it's like, all right, I mean, one more trip, you know, what difference does that make? But you need to have clear-cut boundaries. You need to say, hey, listen, this right here is unethical. You can't do that kind of stuff. We all know how that went down. This guy was just a flat-out liar. He never broke up with her. So trust me, if they can lie to their woman, if they can do all this stuff, they'll do it to you. And this is what simps are all about. When they put women above all else, you cannot trust these type of people. They will throw you under the bus once a prospective woman comes into play or becomes available to them. Pay attention to all these red flags when they tell you, oh man, I can't stop thinking about her. I can't stop obsessing over her. How can I win her over? Or they're trying to trespass on a taken woman. It's like, oh, I met this girl in school, at work. She's already married, but I just felt this connection. It's like she's my soulmate. I know it's not right. She's already married. But hey, the heart wants what the heart wants, man. And that itself is where you go, whoa, you mean as a man, you have no control over your emotions? Come on now. We are supposed to be leaders. We are stoic. We cannot be perturbed. We make rational decisions. And this right here is not. Because if you're a traditional man, one of the OGs of the game, one of our older people, like my friends' fathers, parents, they tell me, hey, they were pull this stunt. If he were to pull that stunt back in my country, you get a bullet between the eyes, no question about it. In the village, the law enforcement, oh yeah, they're gonna turn a blind eye and instead dap you up, because those are grounds for death. Not just stealing any man's woman, but your supposed best friend's woman. Oh, trust and believe that. You're dead. But hey, that's all in the past now. But it was a hefty price to pay nevertheless. 20 years befriending this guy. And trust me, there were a lot of shady things in hindsight that I did not agree with. And once this guy, who played the biggest role in my life, aside from my family, of course, when it comes to strictly friendships, he was my best friend. So naturally, I spent the most time with him. His ideologies trickle down on me. A lot of things in the past that I thought were okay, that I let slide, these last couple of years, absolutely will not tolerate any of that. No way. Unethical, morally corrupt. So many things wrong. Just because a friend has been with you for years doesn't mean anything. You have to always be constantly evaluating your people. Quality over quantity is not about the length. You may know some people since childhood, since you were 5, they were 5. Yeah, I'm friends with these people still. There's some that I grew up with, but I grew apart because as people grow older throughout the decades, every 5 years people change. It makes sense though, right? 5 years is a lot of freaking days to absorb new stimuli and information, and it will change you. You might not know it from month to month, year to year, but trust me, looking back at yourself 5 years ago, you'll be like, whoa, I was an idiot back then, completely clueless. Look how far I've come. And that's certainly the case when it comes to childhood friends. Even more critical that you evaluate them. People change, and you need to have an updated version of them at all times. You need to evaluate people. Are they worth keeping around? The greatest commodity of life is, of course, time. And time spent with the wrong people will not only be a waste of time, it will be a detriment. But at the end of the day, my story is, hey, he ran off with my girl. It was a blessing in disguise. If I didn't know any better, I still harbored that sense of duty where it's like, well, she picked me. I'll stay with her. Yeah. Start a family, marry her. You know, the whole spiel. That's how I was raised. Looking past all the red flags. But even after 2 weeks that they both blocked me, completely excised me from their life. Gone. Poof. It gave me the mental clarity that I needed to realize, whoa, I was definitely brainwashed. Ever heard of death by 1,000 cuts? Or rather, a boiling frog. Put a frog in a pot of water, slowly turn up the heat. You won't feel it until you're dead. And that's the unfortunate case for many of us out there. Because as men, yeah, we have loyalty, camaraderie, brotherhood, our tribe, our trust. We have that duty to have our brothers' backs, but at what cost? Especially in this day and age where simps run rampant, where a lot of these men have so little options, so little influential figures, masculine figures in their life, that they have to resort to backstabbing, betraying their allegedly closest friend for their own women. And not just one. This guy wanted to incorporate my girl into his roster that he lied about. Get a load of that one. Yes. My girlfriend was gonna be the 3rd girl in his roster. Hey, you might be telling me, listen, this guy is a psychopath, alright? A narcissist, psychopath, sociopath, all lumped in together. Whatever the diagnosis you want to give, yes. And you might say, listen, that's like 1 in a million. How often you gonna run into somebody this low? Hey, it only takes one to screw up your life. Hey, trust me. Listen, there are killers out there. You might really lose your life rather than wasting time. You be losing your house, finances, and experience death. And that's eternal. So pay attention. One false step. Hang out with the wrong crowd. Keep a childhood friend around for a little too long. You'll get burnt. You'll get hurt. Hey, don't say I didn't warn you. And that's all for tonight. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.